Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I've got something a little bit different. Today's video is about how to get into G Fuel in 2021 if you've never drank it, and if you have had G Fuel before, how to get it at its cheapest. I'm also going to cover things like if you're a parent watching this video and you don't know whether you should let your kid drink G Fuel, I'm going to discuss that. And I'm also going to discuss things like if you live in another country outside of the US, things that you need to look out for when you're buying G Fuel, things that you might not have thought about before you wanted to purchase it, and also little hints and tips that I've kind of gathered together over the couple of years I've been drinking G Fuel on how to make it, taste the best. Well, I'd talk about this today. I'm going to be drinking Sour Pixel Potion just because it kind of goes well with the colors in the background. First off though, if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more G Fuel videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. I do a lot of G Fuel videos. Whenever they release new flavors, I'll order it and get the review up for you guys. And also, if you want to talk to me about G Fuel or anything, join my Discord or give me a follow on Twitch, and you can chat to me live over there. The first thing I'm going to talk about is something that I see quite a lot in my chat is G Fuel good for you? If you're someone who has been drinking, energy drinks like Red Bull, Monster, Bang, I don't know, I'm trying to think of all of them. If you've been drinking them for a long time, your body will have adapted to the caffeine, but it's also adapted to the sugar. In these energy drinks, there is a ton of sugar, which, as we know, is really bad for you. So if you start drinking G Fuel, there's no sugar. The other chemicals that are in it, there's vitamins, there's taurine, there's caffeine, your body's used to them. So if you cut out the energy drinks and switch to G Fuel, it's so much better for you. And on top of that, it's so much cheaper when you work it out. You might think that if you go to the store and you buy a Red Bull, I'm going to use pounds because I'm in the UK, my head can't cope with dollars. If you go to the shop, you're buying one can of Red Bull, that's about £1.30 here. I've got the numbers written down on my phone because there's no chance I was going to remember them. So a Red Bull in the shop is about £1.30, okay? G Fuel, if you pay full price, which later in the video I'm going to discuss on how you don't need to pay full price, works out at around about 66 pence per scoop. So 66 pence per scoop compared to £1.30 per can for a Red Bull or another Monster or energy drink, something like that. That's 90 cents in the US. I don't know how much Red Bull is over there. And if you buy it with a 30% off code, which there always is, again, I'm going to discuss that in a minute, that works out at 46 pence per scoop, which is around about 63 cents in the US. So as you can see, it is a whole lot cheaper buying one full tub of G Fuel. You're going to be paying more in the short run, but in the long run, if you added up all the Red Bulls and all the energy drinks you would be paying for one off in the store, you're saving yourself a hell of a lot of money. If you're watching this and you're thinking, is G Fuel good for me? The answer, if you've been drinking energy drinks, the answer is yes, because G Fuel have taken out the sugar from their product. So they've got all the same energy complexes that are in other energy drinks. Like there's vitamin B, there's taurine, there's other vitamins. They're all in G Fuel as well, except the sugar. So when you drink a high sugar energy drink, you get this massive crash later on. You don't get that with G Fuel. And if you're a parent watching this video and you're thinking, my kid wants to buy G Fuel because they've seen this big streamer drinking it, but I don't know if it's safe. The answer is, if your kid's been drinking, if you've been letting your kid drink energy drinks, let them drink G Fuel. A lot of people seem to be scared of it just because it's a powder supplement, but actually they don't know what is in the energy drinks. I get that question quite a lot in my Twitch channel and on my YouTube videos, is G Fuel good for you? The other question I get a lot is, what flavor would you recommend starting with? G Fuel, the best way I always recommend people to start is buying a starter pack. G Fuel have tons of starter packs on the website. You can buy them with a shaker for around about £11 in the UK, and they always come with 7 servings. I would always recommend looking for one that has, the top selling flavors. So things like PewDiePie, Tropical Rain, Baseberry, Fruit Punch, things like that. Look for the best flavors that are in them, and that gives you the chance to try them out. You're paying £11 one off, but it saves you, buying a full tub that maybe you've heard is nice, but you get it delivered and it turns out you don't actually like it. And if you're thinking, well, I don't know what flavor sounds nice, I've got a bunch of videos on my channel. Go and have a look, watch some of them. If you want to watch them all at once, watch my ranking video from a couple of weeks ago. That kind of covers all of them in a condensed video, and that might give you an idea on what ones are nice. And if you're gonna buy a starter kit, I would always recommend buying one with the Winter White shaker, because when you mix the G Fuel, you can see the color. I mean, you don't have to, you could buy the blacked out one or any of the other ones, but I like being able to see the color of the G Fuel in the shaker. Just a little thing that I like. If you're sitting there and you think, I don't want to go for the starter pack, I just want to buy a tub. If I was to recommend tubs to start with, I would recommend Baseberry, because that's one of their more mellow flavors and it's very sweet. I would recommend Rainbow Sherbet, because that's one of the more sherbety flavors. There's ones that are more sherbety than that, but this one's a little bit lower down on the scale, so it gives you like a kind of good entry point. And I'd also recommend Hype Sauce. Hype Sauce is hands down one of the best flavors. That's one of their lemonade flavors. They've got multiple lemonade flavors, and Hype Sauce I would say is the best one. And if you want to go down the line going straight into the sour flavors, I would probably recommend Sour Pixel Potion. Next up is probably the reason that most of you have clicked on this video, and that is, how do you get it at its cheapest? And there's one thing I always tell people when they're first buying G Fuel is, do not buy it full price. There is always at least a 30% off code. G Fuel sponsor multiple content creators. They all have a content creator code, and when you use that code, sometimes it's 10% off, sometimes it's 30. You want to find the one that's 30% off. That'll give you the most money off. G Fuel also run 3, 4, 5 times a year. They'll run a buy one get one free sale, so you can buy a tub at full price and get another one completely free. I know a lot of people who will exclusively only buy during the buy one get one free sales because it ends up working out so cheap. What I'll make very clear though is, when there is a buy one get one free sale, you cannot use any code, because the G Fuel goes down to so cheap during the sales. They won't let you use any code. It makes complete sense, because then they probably wouldn't make money. But during the sale, there is no code. That you can use a code during the sale if you want. It just means you're going to be spending more money. These sales they typically happen around about the end of March, beginning of April. There's usually one towards the end of July. They call it Christmas in July. There is sometimes one at the end of the summer, and then there is also sometimes one on Black Friday. They do a Black Friday sale. This year, or last year technically, they did one at New Year as well. So it kind of happens, I don't want to say randomly throughout the year, because they are at kind of set intervals, but definitely always look out for when the next sale is going to be. And that is just for people who are wanting to buy tubs. If I'm right, I don't think you can buy starter packs on the buy one get one free. There wouldn't be much point anyway, because you would just be ordering more of the same samples, just with a different shaker. Now, things to look out for once you get to the checkout is, if you are in the UK like me and loads of other people I know, we pretty much get hammered by US tax and delivery costs. It's unavoidable. It's not G Fuel's fault, it's just the way it is. If you order anything else, if you order clothing from America, you pretty much have to pay the same thing. So when you're ordering, always be sure and know that at the end of the checkout, there's always going to be a little bit extra added on because of tax and because of delivery. Now, just for my European friends watching this video, I have heard a rumor, I don't know how confirmed or how substantial it is, that G Fuel are potentially opening a European warehouse. Hopefully, maybe this year, maybe next year, who knows, but I think it is coming. And what this is going to do is, this is going to let us avoid US tax, and it's also going to make delivery a lot cheaper and a lot quicker. If you order G Fuel from America, if you order during a sale, you're probably going to have to wait around about 2 to 2.5 weeks for delivery. If you order out with the sale, I mean, my brother ordered some, you know, last week. I think it came within the week. So if they open a warehouse in Europe, it's just going to make it 10 times easier for us to order it. So to sum it up on getting G Fuel at its cheapest, if you're buying out with a sale period, find a content creator who has a 30% off code at that time. If their code isn't 30% off, it will be 10%, but I would always recommend finding the one that's 30% off. If you're going to order during the sale, I would recommend trying as many flavors as you can before the sale, so that you don't overspend. And if you really like flavors, buy during the sale, because you're going to get, you know, you're going to get 4 for the price of 2. I think the most I ordered during the sale was 8 tubs, and I only paid the amount for 4 tubs. And that brings me to the kind of hints and tips that I've kind of figured out over the last couple of years drinking G Fuel. The first one is, when you open the tub, inside you're going to get the scoop. There's going to be a little thin top on the scoop that's kind of, it's like a narrowed funnel. If you're mixing into a shaker, you don't need it. If anything, it's more annoying than helpful. The only reason that funnel is there for is if you're drinking out of like a water bottle which has like a narrow top, it lets it fit in easier. If you're drinking straight out of the shaker, you don't need it. So go ahead and rip it off, throw it in the bin, you're not gonna need it. It took me far too long to figure that out. Next one is kind of preference, but if you're gonna stack the G Fuel tubs like that in the background of your stream, or even if it's just sitting on your desk, when you open the tub, you see, don't rip the label off the top. This looks so much nicer than this, where this was ages ago. I ripped the top off and I completely regret it. Most of these are sitting away over in the corner, but some in my tower still don't have the top on, and I think it just bugs me. So yeah, keep the top on the tub. Next one is, if you're ordering a starter pack in the sachet, there is a lot more powder in the sachet than if you were to have a normal scoop. So what happens is, people will buy a starter pack, they'll open the sachet, they'll put the full thing into the shaker, and it'll be really strong. If I'm being honest, I don't know why they do it, but just know that if you're having a full sachet, mix it with a little bit more water, because otherwise certain flavors are going to be really strong. And then the next tip is how much water to actually mix it with. G Fuel, on the shakers, they have the really handy markers on the side. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. G Fuel Fuel normally recommend, I think it's between 14 to 16 fluid ounces, which is around about 450 or about 450 ml. Personally, I like it a little bit stronger, so I'll mix it with 400, but that gives you a rough idea. So what to do is start off with around about 14 fluid ounces, and then from there, just see how you get on. And my last and final tip is something that I never go without, is if you're having a G Fuel, put the water in a fridge the night before. My friends always wind me up because I always mention it on videos, but G Fuel that's mixed with water that's been in a fridge overnight is so much better. G Fuel is at its nicest when it's at its coldest. So even if you don't mix it the night before, put the water in the shaker, put the shaker in the fridge, and mix it the next morning. You'll thank me. And that is it for today's video. I hope that was helpful. I tried to make it as short as possible so that you weren't watching like a massive 20-minute video. But if it helped you, consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like, comment down below any other hints and tips that you can give anyone if I've missed some. Go follow me on Twitch to watch me play games live. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.